Welcome back. So what we got so far, I hit play and I walk around and it's a nice first person controller that we managed to create using a third person template or third person character template. Great. But right now for all it works right now, it still looks quite bland, right? So if I hit play now, I can just walk around. There are no HUDs and nothing of that sort. And also the player is gonna have something like an armor, which is represented by some value, and also gonna have health, which is also represented by some value, like any other first-person shooter or any other game which has all of these attributes for a player or a character. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that out first. So uh, I'll head over back to the third person blueprint, and I will not be adding any code yet, but I'll definitely be adding a bunch of couple of variables. I need two variables. I need a variable to hold the player's health, and then I need a variable to hold the player's armor. Okay, so I'm gonna click on the variable and I'm gonna call this health first, and then again I'm gonna call this armor. Right now, health and armor, they're both gonna be floats. Okay, I'll change that to float. Okay, and compile that. Now we have to give them some default values, and the reason it's float is because I want to keep the range of the health uh, between 0 and 1. So a 1 value of 1 would mean 100% health, and a value of 0.5 would mean 50% health, and value of 0.01 would mean 1% health, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the reason I want to have the health as a float, and for the same reason I want the armor also to be a float variable, right? So anything between 0 and 1, so 1 would represent 100%. So this is on a scale of 0 to 100, which shrinks down to 0 to 1, as simple as that, right? So both I'm going to have them as 1 for default values, and I'm going to move on from there, right? So we will create those bars right now in for the widget blueprints. So when you want to show anything on the screen, you need to have some sort of widgets, UI widgets, and we're gonna create that as a blueprint now, and we'll be using simple bars and whatever we have available for us. But going forward, we'll replace them with some good-looking fancy graphics. Okay. So since we are just prototyping right now, so we can afford to do that. Anyways, so I'll right-click and I'll create a new folder, and I'll just call this UI. Okay. And now inside UI, I'll be creating a new widget blueprint, and I'll call this user interface widget blueprint. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna name this FPS HUD for right now, or I can just call this HUD, I guess. Yep, I just call this HUD and open this up. I'm gonna need two progress bars at the bottom, and we can later on think about beautifying it, because right now they're just gonna be ugly rectangles sitting down there uh, at this point in the screen, and it'll do its job. But later on, we're gonna add all the fancy graphics and we'll make it look good, but not right now. But for now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna drag a couple of progress bars. I'm gonna drag a progress bar down to the bottom here, okay, like this. And I'm gonna name this. I'm gonna first anchor this to the bottom. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, and I'll say zero point 0.5 and zero point 0.5 so that it comes up, or zero point 0.5. That's okay. And I'll just bring this up a little bit. So select this. I'll use my arrow keys to bring it up like this. I think that's good enough. Okay, and I'll name this as health bar. Okay, and then again I'll right click, copy, and I'll paste this back in the panel, and of course I'll zero them out. I'll name this as armor bar. Okay, and select that and just move it around like this. Okay, so that's good. Now I'll select the health bar and I'll give it some size. So I'll say size X can be, I don't know, 300. That's fine. And armor bar can also be 300. Okay, so now we have the health bar and the armor bar. The health bar, I'll choose a color first, and I'll choose something like this, red. Okay, like a pale red. Right, and then for the armor bar, I'll choose something like yellow. Now you're free to choose anything you like, but I'll choose this. All right, that's good. And we have this yellow, little yellow. Now just to make sure that it works, you can change the percentage here. So if I do that, then you can see that the red is filling up, and the armor bar, if I do this, I can see that the yellow is filling up. All great. We have the names. Now the reason, now you could probably understand the reason why we made the health bar and the armor bar inside the third person character as floats, and we are calculating it between 0 and 1.